Welcome back to Classic DM. This is Season 2, Episode 6, The Dragon's Lair. So, as usual, we'd like to give you a quick recap of where we are. We're doing episodes, pretty long ones, about once a week now. We try to squeeze a few more in between, but a lot of drama happened last week, and we had our second chance for players and video watchers to contribute to what happens with the story. So, without further delay, let's just get right into that, okay, before we do anything else. So, this on the right-hand pane here, we'll just pull this one down for the time being. For the right pane here, over here, we see this is kind of a screenshot from the last episode, which is called Episode 5, Field of Frozen Bones. And what was happening was, way down at the southern end of the rift, the party had encountered this massive field of debris and bones. They had befriended a pack of 7 winter wolves through Felcherno the Druid, and they had encountered a Morhaz that had emerged from this sinkhole that leads down to some kind of cavern below. And so it was a very, very, very nasty battle. And this is a clip here, at the 1 hour 40 mark with like 12 minutes to go of this battle in progress. So you can see initiative die rolls over here and things like that. What ended up happening is they did a ton of damage to the Remorhaz, and if you've never encountered a Remorhaz, if you're a 5th edition player or you played 4th edition or a big Pathfinder player, some people know about them, but the Remorhaz was first really introduced in the module G2, Glacial Rift of Frost Giant Jarl by Gary Gygax, rest his soul. And this is a very, very nasty creature to fight. Now, on top of this, we made this an Obsidian Ancient version, which has 100 health. Now, a base Remorhaz, let me just show you a quick of what this side looks like. This is what it looks like in a monster manual, right? The hit dice for 7 to 14. Ours was much, much higher than that. Let's see. In fact, I'll tell you what I do. I'll pull this up over here on the, let's check out the side pane here, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's pull this up again. Okay, so our ancient Remorhaz, here he is. We put this right here last time, right? What did we call him? We had a special name for him. He was a black ice blue ancient obsidian Remorhaz, 42 feet long, 14 hit dice. To hit AC 0, he only needed an 8. He had an AC 0 on the head because of a big heavy skull, and his underbelly, which you can see in the Trampier art on the right from the original monster manual, was only 4. His damage is 66, so basically this creature tries to rear up on its hind, uses these little wings to flap in the air and kind of raise itself up. Then it snaps forward like a cobra and just swallow things whole. And that's very, very nasty. Now, the real thing about this guy that's such a terrible thing is he has high magic resistance. Look at this, 75% magic resistance. So watch last episode. If you want to scroll forward to the final battle here, the first part of the video is pretty much all the role-playing and the statistics checks and charisma checks and the trying to convince a pack of winter wolves, where the druid had shapeshifted into a winter wolf herself, to get them to collaborate. And the good thing that happened, because our party doesn't cheat. Let's just pull this picture up again. This is a shot of the battle with everyone's aligned in position. Because this area was a sinkhole here, you can't jump into sinkhole and get close to this guy and start hitting him. So people had to attack him from the side. So Eliphanisi had come over the top of the ice dome. Zolorus is here wailing away with his fire pole arm. He was doing fantastic. Obscura had an illusion of a drow priestess that she was doing, but didn't get a chance to do any damage. A couple of winter wolves started attacking it. One actually hit the Remorhaz from behind and got himself killed. This is the thing about a creature like this, just so nasty. Look down here at this second paragraph. Last sentence. Any non-magical weapon, which means like a winter wolf mouth, striking the back, okay, the back of the Remorhaz, will melt from the heat. Any creature touched by those surfaces will suffer 10 to 100 points of damage. So, last episode, our winter wolves were like this, right? They were 6 hit dice, AC 5, to hit AC 0, they needed 13. Their hit points, I gave them 50 hit points to start off with. So I maxed out their hit points more than normal. At hit dice 6 creatures, usually 48. I gave them an extra 2. They had the Cone of Cold effect. They did a lot of Cone of Cold to the Remorhaz as their initial attack in the fight, but they weren't able to kill it. A lot of the magic resistance really saved the Remorhaz. The thing that really beat up the Remorhaz was the melee damage. The melee damage primarily from Zolorus. Zolorus, who's actually, a fantastic fighter, been low-key throughout the whole adventure so far. He's the one that did most of the damage to this creature. Some of the winter wolves did some damage, and Felcherno was also shape-shifted into a winter wolf. You can see that in her token over here. So at the end, this Remorhaz had 30 health left. We see this with the magic marker written here, and it retreated down into the sinkhole to escape. It only killed one enemy so far, and things were going badly. And even though this creature is considered to have You may remember this. I like to play these things the way they're intelligence. This is animal intelligence. So imagine this being a big grizzly bear. A big grizzly bear is going to be completely confident. It's going to start attacking you. If you infringe on its territory, it might come after food. But if it gets hurt really bad, it's going to take off. It's not going to sit there and fight to the death. It's not some, orc thinking it's fighting for the honor for its tribe. So this is a really exciting situation. The good thing was that at the end, we did a check for everyone around the perimeter here, so when the Remorhaz retreated down to the soft sinkhole, because remember the bottom of the Rift Lake was frozen solid. Imagine a lake with 10-foot thick ice that's frozen. This end down here was all fractured and just really full of snow. So this embankment, when the Remorhaz retreated down, remember 42 foot long, the length of a semi-tractor trailer went down, all the sinkhole collapsed with it. So apparently the Remorhaz was using the sinkhole as a way to get down below into a series of caverns to feed. Obviously, there's a food source down there. We have a carrion crawler token for him there. We've made a new token for him that's more appropriate. The problem with that is when that happened, the 3 of the Winter Wolf allies fell in. Okay, and let's pull up that last shot. So this is who's left up top. So we have a Winter Wolf that was in the back. We have Obscura. We have Zoller standing here. We have Elefanisi right next to him. Vrinjar was hidden in shadows, ready to backstab behind this little rock outcropping here, but he never was in range, and neither was Mercedes, and neither was this Winter Wolf, and Antola was over here. So because of the sinkhole opening, no one was really able to get close to the guy. We made a little crappy token for him, and it's kind of disorienting. You can't tell which way is up on these guys. They're so confusing looking. Let's see if we can turn this the right way. Well, where is his mouth at? This thing's so nasty looking. Here we go. Here we go. This is the right way up. It's kind of confusing. I'm going to zoom in on that so you can see what it looks like a little bit. So we made a little crappy token for him. He kind of looks like this, right? So this is one of the art pieces from one of the other D&D manuals. So this is just a head. So this thing retreated down, and when it did that, some of the Winter Wolves failed their dexterity check, and they kind of slid into the pit with it. So we had the Winter Wolves, 3 of them fell down. The Druid fell down, and he fell down to an outcropping, and the Remorhaz actually fell and scuttled down because he's used to going up and down. Imagine like a fireman climbing up and down a ladder. This thing goes up and down that thing every day. So here we are, and we had a decision point. This is the part that's really interesting. So we'll just get this picture out of here. We don't need to see this anymore, right? So we had a decision point, and what we did is we used a Patreon site to provide an opportunity for people to say, what do you think everyone should do? I asked the questions at the end of the episode, and we did this with an article called Felcherno Falls, and if you open this up here, basically just says what happened. They came to face with the Obsidian Ancient Remorhaz, 15 hit dice, 100 health, and there was 3 basic questions. Is she hurt even alive? Where does she go? What are we going to do? And this is a chance for people to vote. Unfortunately, the vote was a tie. We had 3 people voted. Even though I put the links on Facebook groups, some of the Facebook group folks they're kind of terrified of Patreon for some reason, but whatever. But the 3 decisions were this. So without hesitation, everyone jumps into the sinkhole after Felcherno. Pretty risky, dangerous stuff. But they're not communicating with Felcherno. They don't know what she's doing. They know that things fell down. They probably heard the Winter Wolves yelp when they took damage because a number of them were really, really, really low on health. The Remorhaz is down to 23 health. In fact, let's just pull this up here so you can see it. One wolf is 10 health. Another one's at 8. One that was undamaged in the fight's to 37. And the Druid is down to 64 from 80 health. So we have this percentile check we're going to do for episode 6. So we're going to break up into 3 percentages. The second choice was stay up top, calling out to Felcherno, is she okay? And the third one was immediately set up a rope and rappel down quickly. So that's a safer route. Now, some of the votes, we had actually a comment down here. Let's just pull that up real quick. Here's our comments. I thought it was very interesting. One of the people commented. They said that, here we go. Tempted to jump in and see what unfolds. I'll play it safe and set up a rope. Only a few hours left, and here's we had to roll percentile now. So you ready to do the roll? So here's to be on the up and up. The dice are going to decide. If we had a majority, we would decide. So 0 to 33 is jump in. 34 to 66 is call down to find out what happens, and then maybe jump in or something. And 67 to 100 is repel. So I'm just going to leave that about right there, and we'll do the die roll. Okay, ready to get rolling? Let's do it. All right, so we're going to need to have 1 percentile die roll. We'll do it with the purple set here. The dice are going to decide here what's going to happen. What's going to happen? Ready? Here we go. 89. Okay, so 89. What does 89 mean? Rappel down. You guys are lucky. Jumping down is a very, very, very dangerous endeavor. If you know this module really, really well, you know how far the fall is. And one thing I think is always fun is, these characters don't know the module. Now, if you're an old school D&D player, you know this area because let's just pull this up for the people who are old school players. If you're an old school player, this is what's below. Okay, I'm going to let you read that for a minute while I switch the maps. So part of the problem is that some of this sinkhole opening is directly above an upper platform, and some of the sinkhole opening over here is a 100-foot drop, and a 100-foot drop is 66 per 10 feet of damage, which doesn't sound like much damage, to tell you the truth. So what we're going to do is the group's going to set up a rope wrapped around this rock here, and they're going to make a rope and systematically rappel down. But first, let's go down below while you're reading what's happening on the right. And you understand that this is an epic and heroic campaign we're doing, okay? That means the numbers for what you have on your screen are a lot lower than what these kids are going to bump into, okay? This is very, 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 very nasty stuff. You got a Remorhaz down there that's pissed off, very angry. It'll take me, I'll have to adjust the camera some too. This is a tricky map to work with. Let me just get the glass out of the way. The other day I had some folks ask me how to do the setup, and I'll have to explain it. I'll have to make a video one day that explains all that. It's actually really cheap and really fun. The bottom line is the flexibility to be able to sketch on the spot. So we're going to pull this down to here. Let me just tape this down a little bit and get the glass back up. So if you've been cheating and reading the right-hand side from the original Gygax module, you're like, oh, that's not a big deal. You've got characters in your party with 100 health. Well, believe me, I boosted these numbers. So that's what you got down there. That's what we're going to run next, okay? So let's just get right to it. Now, one thing we like to do is we have to get our first member of our party in there. But what we're going to do before we do anything else is let's show you who's downstairs. Here's where it gets interesting. So remember, north is top, right? This map, let's take it this way. You were here. Actually, let's do it like this. So here's where you were above, okay? Here's the sinkhole above. The sinkhole actually lines up like this, okay? So if you look on the map here, this is what's below. This is a shelf that's only 60 feet down. So you have a flat cave shelf with a sheer cliff that goes down another 40 feet, and this tapering, sloping, kind of polished stone stair that goes up. And these little dashed lines are stalactites, which come down from the ceiling. And this dashed mark is the dash mark that represents where the sinkhole is. So if you take that dash mark and kind of lay it like this, you can see that half the sinkhole lands on top of this platform, and half the sinkhole lands straight down, okay? So when the map is kind of confusing, you look at the original module, it's not super clear how things line up. In fact, let me just pull up the original module map for you. This is something kind of fun to figure out with your DM. So in the original module, you're looking at something like this, right? So in the original module, you're talking about area 30, which is this area right here, leads down to the area below, which is area 2, okay? But it's not lined up because this passage here says up to level 1. So you would think that, oh, if that goes straight up to level 1, that connects to this. That's not actually the case. Excuse me. Cold weather coming. So what's happened is this actually shifted. So what we've done is we've taken the whole lower level and we shifted it over to align with the first level. Kind of a complexity, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll just get this out of the way. So what do you got down here? Here's the downstairs level. You have, unfortunately, let's just do it piece by piece, creature by creature. We have a dead winter wolf on the ground. All the way down the bottom, we have a winter wolf here, and a winter wolf here, and a winter wolf that fell in the bone pile. These are all damaged winter wolves. This one here is the one that's not damaged hardly at all, just from the fall. We have our friendly Remorhaz, who, as he came in, sculled and crawled. It's so hard to tell which way is up in this case. It's confusing. I wouldn't want to fight him. Here he is. Yeah, I should put a piece of tape. So he's going to be right here on the upper edge of this balcony. And then you have Felcherna fell down, and she's on top of the bone pile here. This other winter wolf fell in here. And we have a male white dragon. Oh, goodness. We're going to have to adjust the camera so you can see this. And then we have a female white dragon who are both sleeping and slumbering until all this nastiness happens. So I'm going to do a quick little camera adjustment for you so you can see things a little bit better. Let's tilt this up like that. And we'll readjust the lights and stuff too. And then we'll zoom in a little bit. So let's zoom in a little closer so you can see the play space we're talking about. And then we can actually expand the map a little bit. Low production value, dude. Low production value. It's got to be cool feeling. It can't be too high production value. It just doesn't feel real. Okay. Then when they get the little camera glare, we'll try to get these lights off my $5 Target lights. I don't have a key light. If you know anything about filmmaking, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, great. Let's talk about this room because it's really cool. This is amazing. This is so neat. Let me just get my cool notes out here. If you're the DM, you're reading you've got your printout, right? Here's what you have. So you have these two white dragons. This first one here is a large ancient male dragon. Ancient. Boy, when you played the first edition, an ancient male dragon is nasty. And there's like ones even older than that. But an ancient male means this guy's really, 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 really nasty. Let me just give you a sneak peek of what his stats are. This is the male and the female, okay? In fact, I'll put it down here so you can see a little bit better. Hope we not get to a frame rate issue. So he is sitting on top of a massive pile of coins. Electrum pieces, copper pieces, gold pieces, platinum pieces. There's weapons, some of them shining and gleaming as if they're magical. There's urns, like from Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. There's chests, there's lock boxes, two-handed swords, breastplates. There's just this beautiful, magnificent pile of treasure that this big boy is sitting on. So to keep things simple, I decided to keep I use a 1.5" diameter token for large guys. This is about how big it is. Well, you can't see it. There's no light. This is about how big an 1.5" token is versus the 1" token. So all the character tokens are 1 inch. So I didn't want to make a token that was this huge, but this dragon, he's probably like twice the diameter of this, all right? But I'm just going to put this to kind of give you an idea where his head is. So when you see these tokens on the scene like this, you can just imagine here's the head and maybe here's the rest of the body, okay? So here's the head, here's maybe the tail and the rest of the body. So we're going to focus on head position for those guys, all right? Now, I wish I had a really big, I couldn't get a fender washer big enough to do these because I hand make these little tokens. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but this is actually a fender washer with felt on the back so it doesn't hurt the glass. This is actually glass so I can draw on it like you just saw. So you just draw on top of this and it doesn't ruin the cool map you made beneath it. And so we're going to position anytime we have a token on screen, think of it as head position. Now, the other rule I want to make sure we're clear on is I orient the tokens so you can tell who is who. So it doesn't mean that everyone's facing south, okay? Another quick rule on that. So I'm going to keep this over the side for me because I'm going to be doing marks on it as we get into combat. Let's finish talking about the space. What else do we got? So we had this magnificent treasure pile. This is like a dream come true for a D&D player, right? So much treasure, so much treasure. Over here, this area here, you have this crystal clear spring water, and it's drizzling down like a little trickling waterfall. It's making a beautiful little pool, and the pool itself is carved out like a inverted ziggurat, if you know the White Plume Mountain. And above it's a couple of stalagmites, excuse me. But here is another big, nasty pile of carcasses. And what we have here is a lot of horses. We have a lot of dead orcs, a lot of dead ogres, and a few dead humans and elves and things of that nature. But we don't have anything too crazy. We have a lot of cattle here. So it would seem that someone's been coming in here and dumping food. The two dragons eat that food, but when they don't get any food, they go and fly out the sinkhole and go bring food back because there's a lot of farm animals in here. So when Velchina landed, took damage, she's on top of the pile here. So there's all these bones. Some of it's half-eaten, some of it's frozen. Remember, this is a freezing environment, okay? One winter wolf is down here. The Remorhaz is out here. So think about this from a planet Earth perspective, right? If you have a Remorhaz coming and going, scavenging food, someone down these under caves is putting out food, this is a great place to eat. If you're an ancient white dragon and you got a female mate that's up here in this upper platform slumbering, this is actually pretty dark in here. There's no light sources in here at all, except for now there's light coming in from this shaft, because our last episode started at 12 noon. We were going to say it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon now. So that circle is probably where you can see things. Can you just imagine what it's like to be on top of this and have a little bit of light shining in the head of this dragon that opens its crystal blue eyes and looks at you with all this gold shimmering bits and piles? It'd be better than the scene from the Peter Jackson film. Over here you see this female's head kind of sticking forward on the upper platform looking down at you, and all these bones, everything are laying on here. The shadows are here. Huge, massive shadows sticking off this way and a shadow going off here, and the water reflecting, sparkling. Wow, we should make a computer game for this, right? Sounds like fun. Why hasn't anyone made a computer game for first edition? And it's silly. It's what a great opportunity. So we need to do some combat actions here first before the rest of the crew, who are still up top and hooking up their rope and trying to lower each other down, before we get them into play, okay? Now here comes the fun. with all that Remorhaz fighting that happened in less than 18 to 24 seconds, there's about 4 segments total, it would have probably woken up the male and the female. But what they would do is they would look up and be anticipating ready because they know what the Remorhaz sounds like. They don't talk to each other. The dragons are extremely intelligent. Okay, in fact, I got a little cheat sheet for them. Let me show you what these dragons are in the original first edition. This is a first edition white dragon, Draco Rigidus Frigidus, whatever that means. You know, the armor class isn't high. The hit dice only goes up to 7. That's like a level 7 ranger. I mean, I've made our bad boys much nastier than that. Okay, let me just put the stat sheet down here for you. Ours are hit dice 10. They only need to hit 12. AC 0 is AC 0 is 12. I left the armor class the same. I gave them a lot more health. I gave them a lot more damage. They're chaotic evil. So this is a 24-foot long dragon. So this was not as long as the Remorhaz. And the Remorhaz is actually longer, is a bigger creature than these white dragons. So in some ways, in a lot of films and stuff that have dragons in it, this isn't like Smaug from Lord of the Rings. It's huge. That's probably an even older version. These are something that's probably the size of a horse trailer. You see a guy pulling a truck, pulling a horse trailer behind it. These are about the length of that. So the size of the skull of one of these things is probably the size of half the size of a smart car, if you know what I'm talking about. So I did rolls ahead of time. Neither one of these are speaking, and neither one of your magic users. The sleeping part doesn't matter. So they favor chill and cold regions to dwell in. They lair in icy caves. Hey, look where we are, icy cave, right? They're able to attack with a claw bite, and it's a breath weapon. These does a cone of cold, which is the same thing a lot of these creatures do in their frozen environments. They gain spells with their spellcaster, which doesn't work for us because we did a roll ahead of time when I did the stat rolls for these guys. I did this way a long time ago. An interesting point is their movement rate. So 12-inch movement rate versus 30. So the 12-inch means while on 4 legs. That means they move as quickly in combat as a man can in plate mail. 30 means flying. So if this is a large enough cavern, if they want to take up in the air and start flying around like Onyxia's lair, many eggs handle it, that thing could fly around. But you want to take in consideration, okay, that there's stalactites here. So there's a stalactite here. So your navigable airspace, okay, is probably mostly going to be around here. Let's do long dashes for this. This is the navigable airspace for this cavern. So it's not a lot. So if you got something, each one, this is like what, 10, 20, 30, 45 feet across, and a dome going up like this, up towards you, towards the camera. So you've really got kind of a silo effect going up. So the navigable airspace, if you're a dragon, you could fly around up here and hover in place and hover down, blast people, and get up in the air and escape fighting. That might happen. That's a viable tactic. When you're DMing your own adventures, you need to think about everything in terms of 3-dimensional space, not just a flat battle map, okay? Because that's how creatures are going to actually act. So let's get right into the fight. The first thing we got to do right away is determine who's going to go first. We're going to do an initiative roll. Let's do the initiative roll for the bad guys or black. We're going to do individual rolls for each of these 3. So we start with the Remorhaz first. Okay, so the Remorhaz is 2, 3, 4, and 4 is 8. So we're going to keep track of that here separately. So we're going to put this down this way. So we're going to say our Remorhaz equals 8. This is a knit roll. And for the female white dragon, 5 and 5 is 10. Why am I doing 46? Let's start over. I'm not paying attention. I've been off for a week, so let's do it the proper way. All right, 3d6, 6, 7, 8. Now, ironically, the Remorhaz number is 8. We're going to call this female dragon FD and male dragon MD. And then we'll do Winter Wolf check, and then we'll do Fail Cheering of the Druid. And we're going to do the Winter Wolf check as a group check, and we'll do hers individually. So 6, 7, 8 for the Remorhaz. Let's do the female white dragon. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's a 7. She goes second so far. The male dragon on top of his treasure pile, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got a 12. He gets to go first. That's not very good. That's going to hurt. Now, let's do, these are allies. I don't know if you remember this. One of them's dead, remember. This one's dead. These winter wolves are allies. So, to keep things on the up and up, we're going to get an ally roll for them. Okay? 4 and 5 is 9 and 10. So, I'm going to give that whole group a 10. And lastly, Fail Cheering. Let's get her sheet back up. You've seen enough of the Monster Manual 1 stuff. And we're going to pull this down just a little bit for you. Here we go. Now you can see a little bit better. All right. Now her dexterity is only 12, so she doesn't get any kind of bonus at all. She's just a good old straight 3d6 roll. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So she's a 9. Now let's do the order. Highest number wins. This guy goes first. The male goes first. The winter wolves go second. The Felchina goes third, thankfully. The female dragon goes last, so she's going to go fifth. And then the Remorhaz is going to go fourth. So now we have our initiative sequence for this group. I'm going to give them a fair number of segments of combat before the group up top can start to come down. Okay? The amount of time it takes to grab a rope, argue about it, frenetic, take the rope, wrap it around the rock that's sticking up from above and rappel down. This is going to be the rappelling down spot. Okay? So this is where people are going to enter the scene from, one by one. And they can always jump and let go at the last second. So we're going to actually determine that order in a few segments. So that's the fairest way to do that. I'm going to say that it's going to take that Varinjar up top is going to set that up first. So what they're going to do, we're going to pull that map up for you real quick. What would happen? Let's go down here. Varinjar will set the rope up here and start rappelling down. He's right next to it. Mercedes is right next to her. Then Antola, and then Azalaris. So they would keep the same battle order as before, but the order coming down is going to be Varinjar, followed by Mercedes, followed by Antola, because we're worried about healing, followed by Eliphanisi, due to dexterity and speed and movement. And we'll put this over here so you can see the order that's going to be coming down the hole. Obscura would come last, and Zalaris would come next. So this is the order people are going to enter the scene. So this group is going to enter the scene 3 segments. After the third segment, fourth segment, fifth segment, sixth, 1, 2, 3, you get the order. Okay? All right, now, who gets to go first? Right? Who's going first? The male dragon gets to go first. Oh my goodness. So the male dragon doesn't really care about the Remorhaz, but seeing remember she shapeshifted into a Winterwolf form. Seeing the Winterwolves crash and land, I wouldn't blast my breath weapon. Seeing the Remorhaz wounded, you would think that the Remorhaz is trying to bite and kill one of them because he knows that they scavenge up there. What you would probably do is just be at ready, take a step forward, and just try to claw, bite this first Winterwolf. Okay? So we're going to put the white dragon here. We got our Winterwolf cheat sheet over here. This is just for me. If you want to see it, here's a peek at it. Let's go ahead and do that first. So this white dragon hit AC 0 healing. He's a 12. The armor class of the Winterwolves is 6. So you can take 6 away from that. So this white dragon, he gets 3 attacks per melee round, which is claw, claw, bite. So we're going to give him 3 rolls here. Actually, we'll do 3 d20s. He only needs a 6 to hit this first Winterwolf. Okay? So what do you got there? Is that off screen a little bit? 19, 17, and 10. The 10. So all 3 of those hit. The damage on him is 1 to 6, 1 to 6, and then 3 d 6. So claw, claw, bite. So let's do 1 to 6. 6 nasty. Another 1 to 6. A 1, a 7, and then a 3 d 6. Let's do it with these 3 here for the bite. That's the total damage he does to this first Winterwolf. Now I don't know if you remember this or not, but our first Winterwolf was quite damaged. Let's see, we got our cheat sheet here from the last episode. Here we go. So we have, this was the guy that's at 37. This is the guy that's at 8. This is the guy that's 10. This kills him. So he's immediately, the first claw swipes him. I'm actually going to give the dragon a chance to go ahead and attack him because the first attack wiped him out. Just killed him in 1 shot. So he went claw, killed the guy instantly, put his left claw down, lean forward with his head, and just take a snap at the next guy. So we're going to give the dragon another attack. It's only fair. He's going to snap at this other Winterwolf invading his terrain. So once again, he only needs a 6 to hit. So he's just going to do a claw. I'm going to make it where he can just do a bite because he puts the other foot down, so you can't use that to attack with. A 10 hits this guy easily. 66 damage. 5, 6, 11, 12 damage. That's enough to kill him flat out. He only had 10 health. So the 2 wounded Winterwolves are obliterated. That's his turn done. Who else do we have on the list next? Who gets to go next? Okay, so here's our order up here. Let's move this down here so you can see it a little bit better. In fact, I just put it about right here. I don't want to cover the whole screen with a bunch of chicken scratching. So who gets to go next? So the male got to go first. Number 2 is Winterwolves. So they got killed. There's only 1 Winterwolf left. That's a morale break situation if you ask me. He fell and took damage. I'm just going to flat out say he's going to try and retreat. So the Winterwolf's just going to run away and evade. So he's going to run around the columns and try to evade. So that's the second move. So who gets to go next? Our initiative check is the Winterwolf. Third is the Felchina, the Druid. So she took some damage. She's not in bad shape. So imagine you're playing the Druid and this is happening to you. Okay? What are you going to do? You just fell into a cave. You're on top of a pile of bones. You got a Remorhaz, which is nearby, which is damaged and hurt, and probably going to try to finish you. You got two white dragons in front of you. You have no idea how strong and how powerful they are. What would be the very first thing you could possibly do? So look at her character sheet over here on the right-hand side. Let's take a look at this together, make a decision together. She's not going to run up a melee with her scimitar. That's just not going to happen at all. She's still shape changed into the form of a winter wolf. Another effective thing she could do, she could just try to kite, okay? She could just try to move around and move out of range and use this large column here. And we'll zoom the map out just a touch here so you can see the room, the rest of the room a little bit better. Let's put this over here. So you can see the room a little bit better. And we'll just pull this down, get rid of this crappy light here. There we go. Let you see more of the scene. Okay, so she could go, she could kite around this way like the other winter wolves rotating because she's by herself now. She just watched this drag go bam, bam, and crush this guy with a bite and probably bit the whole body and slung it to the side. In fact, he probably bit it and slung it against the wall. If I was you, I would kite. I wouldn't try to do anything else. You've got a little bit of a distance. This thing went first. You have a sense of initiative. You're more aware. You're in winter wolf form. You could use your breath weapon, but it's not going to be useful against these kind of guys very well. There's no time to pull up and cast a spell with an impending female dragon about to take a move. The Remorhaz could reach down, snap, and swallow you whole. You know your friends are up above. There's no time to cast Call Lightning. There's no time to summon wild horses. I'm going to have her do the same kind of thing. She's going to kite. So basically what she's going to do is use her full movement rate to move back around this column. Now, movement's something we talked about a lot. And it's very tricky. In the first edition, movement rate says inches. It's kind of confusing, right? Let me get a glass of water here. Hang on. Basically what it says is, look at the druid, right? Move 12 inches. Well, that means 120 feet in a melee round while engaged in combat. So over the course of 60 seconds, you can move 120 feet. That means over the course of 1 second, you can move 2 feet. So in a segment, you can move 12 feet. So it's basically saying that if you're in combat, you're actively defending, like trying to thrust and parry and push forward, you can move 12 feet, which is pretty much almost half the width of an octagon if you're an MMA fan. So in this situation, she's not being struck. I'm going to give her twice that movement. So let's basically say give her 5 squares of movement. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is where there's stalagmites above. She could shapeshift out of this form. She's going to do this to see what everyone else is going to do. And let's get some of this shadows cleared out. She's moved into the shadows, but she's not going to hide in the shadows. The other winter wolf would be back over here as well. All right, so who's next? Where's our initiative sheet? So the druid got a chance to do something. This is still the first segment. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the Remorhaz. The Remorhaz is heavily wounded. He's already retreated. Everything else fell down. The dragons are angry. The Remorhaz isn't really exactly brilliant intelligence. It's kind of an animal type of thinking. So, I don't think it's going to attack. I don't think it has the intelligence to, let's take a look at the intelligence, animal intelligence. So it doesn't really think, yeah, now's my chance. It's only been 6 seconds, right? It's the first 6-second segment. I'm going to have it do a full movement rate movement back to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then jump down the cliff to get in the corner to get as far away from the action as possible. Because this Remorhaz knows that there's other adversaries up top. Now we had the female. Now in the original module, it says the female or male concealed and comes swooping down to surprise anyone attacking the male. She just watched her mated pair, the husband, the male, wipe out a winter wolf, watch 2 other winter wolves move away. I would think that the female would be confident enough to go running down here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pursue this wolf closest. Excuse me a second. Good Lord, sorry about that. The winter wolf will see that coming. I don't think she can move. She can move quick enough to get in range to do an attack against this wolf. I think it's only fair because it's a dragon, because she can actually take to the air. So she can get an attack against that guy, even though she's moved pretty far. Let's give her 3 20-sided dice rolls. She only needs a 6. Actually, her numbers are a little bit different, but she's a not level hit dice 9. But the hit dice 9 and hit dice 10 table to hit in first edition is the same number. So it's the same number to hit, AC 0. So she only needs a 6. Because remember, once again, the Winter Wolves are AC 5. Okay, AC 5. To hit AC 0, you need a 12. So you really need a 7. All right. But in this situation, I'm going to give her, let's give it her a 6. Make it even easier. A 6 or higher, and she hits this thing. So claw, claw, bite. So 2 claws, a 9 damage with the claw, and then we're going to do a bite, which is 3d6. I'm going to do that with these 3 here. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 and 9 is a total of 18 damage. So we have 18 damage done to the Winter Wolf that had 37 health left. So we're just going to take care of that business right here. I'll put that down to 19 health. So this guy's down to 19, okay? You just write right here so you can keep track of it in your own head. He's down to 19. She's taken a snap at him. He's going to continue to try to run away. So is that everyone's movement? Everyone's done their first round? Okay. So now we're going to go back to the top of the list, but we're going to remove people from the list. In fact, I'm going to we've got these 2 engaged in combat, not engaged in combat, not engaged in combat, not engaged in combat. I'm going to do an initiative roll again. Feltrina, to see who gets a chance to go next. So we're going to do the initiative roll this way. So we have male dragon, female dragon, Remor has disengaged, Feltrina the druid. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Her plan is to evade being captured. Oh my goodness, I hope she doesn't run down here. She's in trouble. So we're going to do male dragon initiative roll. 6, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he gets a 14. That's really strong. Let's do the female. 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Wow. That's amazing. That's a 17 for the female. So she's just hot on the heels of this guy. The Remor has, I'll give him an initiative roll. He's not engaged. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's put him at a 5. We have a Winter Wolf too. I forgot to put him in there. He's almost dead though. Let's do the Feltrina. Let's give her rolls. 5, 10, 11. Not so good. She's going to be going last. The other Winter Wolf is 4, 5, 6. A 6. So the order is male dragon goes first. Actually, excuse me, female dragon goes first. Male dragon goes second. Third is Feltrina. Fourth is the Winter Wolf. The Remor has is not engaged, so he's going to stay 5. 1 segment's passed. In 2 more rounds, Varinjar can come down the rappelling rope. Okay? I know it's a long time, but I'm just trying to be fair about it. I don't want to give you any advantages and have your friends come rescue. You got yourself a situation. You got to outsmart. This is a real challenge for the druid, and she's already shapeshifted once per day. So the male dragon gets to do, the first thing he's going to do is go after the other puny Winter Wolf. So he doesn't really need to fly. He knows this is a dead end. Okay, I know this is a dead end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Okay, there you go. He knows this is a dead end. She doesn't know this is a dead end. When she turns this corner, she's going to find out it's a dead end. So he feels confident that he can just go lumbering and climb up over the stone and come after her and see what she does. If she goes that way, he'll try to catch her that way. So he's going to charge forward. Now, how much movement weight can he do? He was over here, killed the Winter Wolf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put him here. That's not quite in range to do anything with her. This is the head position. So the second initiative piece is the female dragon gets to go first. Actually, she was going to attack him. I'll just have these 2. She's bit him, so she's going to give him melee attack. Let's give her a 3d20 attack again. The male will go second. He gets in that position anyway, so we're not going to redo it. Okay, so she's got all 3 of those hits. So it's 1d6 and 1d6, and then 3d6 for the bite. So what do you got here? 5 and 4 is 9. 10, 11, 12. That puts him down to 6 health from 18. Right? Really, really nasty. Poor Winter Wolf. He's from 19. 7 health left. Wow, he's brutalized. She's bitten him twice. I'm actually going to have him do a saving throw. This is where she's bitten you twice. This is a big dragon. It probably could have its claws sunk into you, and if it does that, it can probably bite you and sling you. So I'm going to do something that's kind of tricky. It's not really in the rules, but I think it's more dramatic for the fight scene. Is that she's bitten him twice now. The second type bite, she's going to try to stay clamped onto him, and he'll give him a saving throw to escape. I'll make it a dex roll with a disadvantage. So I'm going to give the Winter Wolf a dexterity of 12. He needs to roll 12 or higher to escape out of her jaws. 12 or less, man. He made the roll, so he's able to escape. Now I'm going to give him a movement. He's going to take a movement. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the other druid. And then now it's going to be, she gets to go next. Wow. Once again, this is so hard. What's she going to do? What's she going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Got a Horn of Blasting. I don't think there's time for that. I think you're going to have to take your chances with evading and hope that you can live through it and heal yourself. It's almost like playing arena fights, pillar humping time. I think she's actually, even though this female is going to pursue this way, I think she's going to try to evade by running. So 1, 2, 3. And she's not going to run towards her. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the female can make a decision the next turn whether to go after her or go after him. All right, so let's keep the initiative roll again. That's the end of the segment number 2. Let's keep the same order. The female gets to go first. She sees the other winter wolf here. I'm going to have her turn her attention and go straight for Feltrina. She's going here, so she's going to try to take a step and go engage her in combat. So she gets 3 attacks. Now, Feltrina's armor class is 0. Means she needs to AC 0, they only need a 12. So each one of these needs to be a 12. A 10 that's a miss, and a 15 and 18. We didn't say which is which. This will make the red ones always the bite. So we got a claw and a bite. So 1 claw. And then we got 3d6 for a bite. So 46 total. All right, so what do you got here? 2, 3, and 3, 6, and 4 is 10. That's not too bad. And where is our little sheet that has her stats on it? What's the Ramorjas? All right, here we go. She's at 64. So what do we got here? 10? That puts her down to 54. That's pretty nasty. 54. She could get killed here. She's not careful. Could get killed. All right. So who gets to go second? Second is the male dragon. I'm going to give him a decision point. Is he going to he was pursuing the druid. The druid went around this way. I'm going to actually have him step 1, 2, 3 and engage her in combat and try to bite her from this side. Oh, that's so nasty. All right. So 14, 19, and 1. And 1 is a flub. The flub is a bite. Okay, remember the red die is a bite. So he tries to take a snap out at her, and she's actually able to slip out of the way. But they get 2 claws off. They don't do much damage. It's not that big of a deal. 4 damage on the 2 claws. So she got hit by the dragon claws, but she slipped out of the way. Now both dragons are focused on her now. Okay, so that's 4 damage. That puts her down to 50 health. All right. So what happens next? Feltrina, 4th was a winter wolf. He's just going to flee down the corridor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's going to try to flee. So he's going to disengage from the fight completely. So now, one more move of Feltrina by herself, and then Vrinjar is going to arrive. It's time to do something. You don't know that Vrinjar is coming. You're running around trying to defend yourself. Kite this 2 dragons. Now you got 2 of them on you. Okay. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't melee. You could try healing. Wall of Fire. You did that before. You know, you probably got your spells back. You could do the summoning wild horses, but the chance of you getting struck again is really bad. You could try doing an entangle. They might save against entangle. You could try it. Let's pull up our player's handbook real quick and refresh our memory on entangle, okay? Because it's been a while. So we're going to pull that up real quick. If you were the druid's going to know this. I don't have a problem with players referring to the player's handbook to verify what a spell does. So let me get the entangle spell, because it may not affect this type of hit dice, and she would know that. I don't know it off the top of my head. She would know that. All right, so let's get this up here. Be good with me, because when you get all these PDFs open, the stream starts to lag. Okay, we'll go to bookmarks. Player handbook. Let's put this over here like this so you can see what I'm doing. We'll drag this down for you like this. Put this at 75% so you can see it better. Or not. Let's drag this over here. Feel the lag. All right, great. Let's put this down to 60. Okay, we're going to go down to spells. Spell casting, character spells. Go through the clerics. Druid spells. There we go. So what we need to do here is go through Entangle. Entangle for Feltrina is only a level 1. Level 1 she has this 4 times. The way I do spell casting is different than the original game. Long, dramatic, long spells take a long time. Spells that are pretty straightforward, you can just do a verbal component and just bam, it's off. So we're going to get past all the magic user stuff and get into the druid department. So this is the cleric section. And let's get all the way down here to Druid level 1, the 7th, Cleric 7th. Druid spells. Okay, and here's Entangle. Let's just zoom in a little bit for you. All right, let's see this. Let's see what this is. This is just a check. I don't mind a player doing this, whatever. Okay. Let's just say see you magic user spell. The druid is able to cause plants in the area to, in effect, to entangle creatures within the area, grasses, weeds, bushes, even trees, wrap, twist, and twine about the creatures. In this situation, I would say it would be roots or tree roots or something from a long time ago. They're probably frozen. If the creature in area effect makes it saving throw, the effective spells only just slow them. So normally it's a 3-segment casting time, but I make all spells. They just do wonders. You say a power word and it's done, unless it's really, it lasts a turn. It's a 40-foot diameter radius. So here's what she's going to do. She's going to pull up, hold her ground, cast Entangle, 40-foot radius, targeted right here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Is that 40-foot radius? 40-inch radius. That means it's going to encapsulate this entire area. Wow, that's big. Great, powerful spell, because even if they save, they're slowed, and then she can continue to kite them. All right, get the spell off. I'm going to give them a chance to interrupt her. This is kind of a Dark Age of Camelot kind of thing. If they can get the bite off on her, you know what? That's not really fair. They already had their chance to attack. Let's give her a saving throw. Let's say that the male and the female are both kind of close here. All they could do is possibly put their heads in and bite, but they just think it's a winter wolf. But when she pops out to cast a spell, she's no longer in winter wolf form. So we get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. Put that in the monster box. I'll sell my monster box one day on eBay for $1,000, right? And we can zoom in a little closer here. Surely she can get that spell off. Let's not make any weird rules on the spot. All right, so saving throws. So we've got all the monsters in the first edition, their saving throws happen based upon what level they are. So here's a little saving throw table. You know, saving throws for monsters. These are 9 and 10. That's a hit roll table. Let's go down to the saving throw table. Here we go. Saving throws for fighter against spell. Okay, level 9 or 10 fighters only need to roll 11 or higher to save versus spell. This is the male, the ugly one, looking this way. The female is looking to the east. So we're going to do his first. Right, 11 or higher. He doesn't save, so he's rooted in place. Wow, that's a fluke. What a fluke. He can't move. Okay, now let's do her roll. You ready? Once again, the number is 11 or higher, right where the mouse cursor's in the way. Let's move that over. There you go. Oh, she fails it too. What a stroke of luck. Good Lord. Lucky druid. They really need to interrupt rules. They probably could have bit her. But they're still in range. She gets the spell off. It's kind of like an attack of opportunity. I'm going to give them a chance to bite at her but not claw. So basically what I want to say is this. Let's draw you one of my awesome chicken scratch sketches. Where do we got a space to draw? We draw over here. Let's say you're a dragon. Here's your big dragon head and your dragon arms and your big claw sticking out. And the other claw, you're like a big long dog. And you got this roots and stuff coming up out of the ground and holding you in place, but you can still use your head and dart forward. So you can dart your forward head and take a bite at someone, right? That's a really great sketch. That one should be in the Museum of Modern Art. So we got 19 health. Wonderwolf ran off. We're both going to get a bite attack, bottom line. All right? Let's do it with the red die. To hit Felcherna. Sorry about that squeaky chair. She's AC 0. They need to hit AC 0 as a 12. 17. That's a bite on her. 3d6 damage. 6, 7, 8, 9. And another 12 or higher on him, 14. Let's roll these other 3 dice so you can total all the damage together. Oh, that's lucky. 4, 5, and 6. So 6 and 9 is 15. 6 and 9 is 14. 6 and 9 is 15. 15 damage, and her health number. Where am I keeping track of that? Here she is here. Here she is here. What did we say? 6, 7, 8, 9, 4, 5, 6, 9, 6, 15. 50 minus 15. That puts you at 35 health. That's pretty nasty. They both got a bite on her. Now she can easily disengage back and wind up a healing spell. 1 turn, okay, which is 10 minutes of rooted in place. Can't move. So I'm actually going to give her a free action just as Varinjar drops down and lands on top of the platform. So I'm going to have her cast Cure Serious Wounds on herself twice back to back. You know, this is one thing that's very tricky. I'm going to give her 3d8 times 2 rolls here. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we'll just jot that down here. That's plus 10. And let's do it again. Cast it again. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus 9 equals 19. She gains 19 health back from healing herself. So that puts her back up to 35 plus 19. 4, 1, 4, 5, 54. She's at 54. So that's not bad. Make sure I got that written clearly so I can read it later. All right. Our board's getting messy. Let's clean it up some. Okay? We got a lot of mess on here. We don't need to know about the flying radius because something's rooted for 10 minutes. This might be the thing that saves the day here is this entangle spell. We're going to use that one more often. It's way overpowered. I will have to create some kind of interrupt rules to make it fair. That's almost unfair that she can get that off. I wouldn't have her cast it stand there for 3 seconds. That's just dumb. I don't like the casting system from that way. All right, so initiative dice. Vrinjar lands. Bam. She's healing herself. While she's healing herself, he lands. He can choose to do something. She sees him out of the corner out, but she's focused on healing herself. She's like, they're rooted. She could just say that to them. So these dragons, we're going to put this like this. They can't move. I'm going to have them attempt to beat their wings and roar and buffet and try to snap their jaws at this. I'm going to give them a secondary saving throw, but I'm going to give them a 10 penalty, okay, to try to break out of the entangle spell, even though it's magical, to see if their power and strength can break them out of it, but they're going to do it after Vrinjar gets an action. So Vrinjar is going to get a free action. So the first thing Vrinjar is going to try to do is hide in shadows. So this is a dark area. He's going to jump down, slide off this cliff, and try to hide in shadows. Let's do him first. And then we're going to get this like strengthening, powering through type of move that the dragons are going to try to do. Let's get this out of the way. Let's go to Vrinjar. To hide in shadows, which is HS, is 75%. Let's give him a roll on that. Ooh, 69. So completely concealed. Moves silently for him. His MS is 88. That's a 25. Completely concealed. He's going to work his way around this area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first field goes off. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's going to come up the next round and attack this first dragon from behind, who might quad damage one-shot it. We'll see what happens. It's difficult to one-shot something from behind when it's a dragon, okay? So what I'll do is I'll give him the quad backstab damage, but I won't give him the, unless he rolls 20s. I don't think it would be way to one-shot it unless he were to do a heroic move like I'm going to jump up on top of the dragon and stab it in the back of the head. I'm actually going to have him do that. That's what he would do. This is such a dire situation. He's not going to screw around. He's going to try to kill this thing right off the bat. All right, so they took a snap. We're going to do this check to see if they can buffet their wings and flap their wings, and he's going to get in position right here and wait. As soon as they land on the ground, he's going to run and climb on top of the dragon and try to use both axes and cut the back of the ears of the dragon, like something from Conan, right? But first, let's see if they break loose. Now, the saving throw. The saving throw against spell, okay, for the fighter, level 10, because remember all the monsters, they all do their saving throws as if they're fighters, is only an 11. I said a penalty of 10. So if you had 10 of that, it's 21. So, this is a magical spell, but it's only a level 1 spell. But they're only like, their hit dice is only 10. So I'm going to make them roll a d20. And if they can roll a 19 or higher on either one of these, they can both break free, but they'll still be snared. So we do the red one for the male first. 19 or higher. 5, no. For her, a 20. So she breaks loose. She's no longer rooted. That's fantastic. Good job. She breaks loose. And she's able to land here. So the moment that happens, Vrinjar comes in for a backstab. So, what does Vrinjar need to do? First, we need to determine where they can actually run at the back of the dragon. As soon as the dragon's buffeting his wings, he lands on the ground. He's going to run and step on the back spine of the dragon, get up to the head, and go wham with both axes and try to jack him in the back of the head. Very dramatic. So this is a dexterity type of situation. I'm going to give him a disadvantage. Roll on a d20. Roll your dexterity or less, but also have a -2 penalty because it's very awkward to do. Okay. So here's what you need to do. You need to roll 17 or less, but I'm going to give you a -2 penalty on a d20. It means you 15 or less. 15 equal or less on a d20. Okay, so he does it easily. So he gets on top of the dragon. Both axes get to attack. We'll do the main hand and the offhand. To hit AC 0, he only needs a 12. These are AC 3. Okay, here's your dragon sheet right here. So that would mean he would only need a 9 to hit them. He's concealed, and he's completely hidden in shadows and moves silently, which makes his attack very nasty because you can see right over here, if I wrote that down somewhere, did I write down? He does quad damage on backstabs. Yeah, there you go. Quad surprise backstab. Surprise means I come from stealth and moving silent. You don't know I'm there. You're surprised. All right, so Remember, he also has this girdle of fire giant strength that gives him plus 10 to damage. He has a total of plus 13 damage. Oh my goodness, this is nasty. I hope this is a nasty roll. I hope these are dual 20s. So, let's get on with it. Need a 12 to hit AC 0. They're AC 3. That means you need 3 less. It means 9. All right? You need a 9 or higher on each of these dice to hit with either hand. The main hand is a -2 penalty. Okay? -2 penalty, that's a 12. That still hits. Main hand hits. A 7, that misses. So the main hand hits, but it's still quad backstab damage with the main hand. All right? So that's 1 to 8 damage. This is his black axe, not the bone axe, but his main hand. Primary weapon is 1 to 8 damage. Okay? Let's just roll that right here. 1 to 8. Plus 13. Okay? So 3 plus 13 is 16. This is multiplied by 4. That's 64 damage, isn't it? 16 times 4 is 64. 16 times 4, 64 damage. I'm just going to say he takes his right hand axe, he jams it and hits it in the back of the dragon's ear, and it just ruptures inside of his ear opening because they're reptilian creatures, and just does tons of damage. Does it kill it outright? No, but it does a lot of damage, more than half damage on the entire thing. The male had 80 health, okay? So that he's all the way down to 16 health. That is a brutal hit on him. Now, he's also in a bad position. This female would flip out and fly forward and blast her breath weapon at him. She's not going to take a chance of her mate being killed. I'm going to give her the chance to do this immediately. The moment her spouse, what are you going to call it, or her mate is attacked, she's going to come to his aid. So she's going to blast her breath weapon, and then I'm going to roll for initiative and then have her do her melee attack. So let's do the breath weapon attack first. It's a 66. He needs to save against a breath weapon. So you can see on his character sheet here, let's just move the mouse so you can point where I'm talking about. Breath weapon save for him is a 14. That means you roll 14 or higher to save versus a breath weapon attack. If you save, you take half damage. Okay? A 9. Okay? This is the 9 right here. He does not save. He takes full breath weapon damage. That's going to be 66. We're going to steal 2 black ones to do this. 66 freezing cold to cold damage. Nasty business. 6 and 6 is 12. Plus the 5 is 17. And the 3 is 20. 21, 22. 23 damage. 23 damage from 90. So we got 90 health. Minus 23. This becomes 8, 1, 7. 2 from 8 is 7. So Vrinjar is now at 77 health. So we're going to put V equals 77 over here. And this other dragon, male dragon, equals 16. Vrinjar's just going to kill it. I'm going to give, what a heroic moment. Better than Wolfgar. Forget that icing death scene. Salvatore ain't got nothing on our guys. All right, so now I said she was also going to get attacked to try to bite, claw, bite, and use her wings to fly in the air and get right on and try to knock him off her mate. So if all 3 attacks hit, he's going to be knocked off this, because that's her intent. Get off my mate. I'm not going to allow you to kill him, okay? So let's do her attacks. She's going to get 3 attacks. Claw, bite. Bite is going to be the red D20. To hit him, he's AC -2. So to hit AC 0, the female needs a 12. So she needs a 14. So each one of these D20s needs to be 14 or higher to hit. And remember, the red is the mouth bite. There's a miss on the bite. There's a hit with the claw. So I'm going to say the claw hits him enough for him to realize that she's taking a swipe at him. But remember, the claw damage isn't very much. It's only 1 to 8. That's 7. Okay, that puts him down to 77. So he's taking a claw damage on the shoulder scratch. That puts him down to 70. Excuse me, not 77. He was already at 77. So that hits him. Does he want to disengage from fighting? I don't think so. Vrinjar's a ruthless killer. I mean, this guy is a complete badass. He's going to just take both axes and just chop again on the white dragon. But now all that's happened, we need to do an initiative roll, because that's a lot transpiring really, really quickly. And secondly, Mercedes comes down the pillar, and she's right here now too. So what we're going to do is we're going to do initiative roll for individual initiative rolls for this group right here. The Remorhouse is disengaged, licking its wounds. This guy's at a dead end. He can't do anything. All right, let's start off with the bad guys, and we'll get a new initiative roll sheet. Let's move that one out of the way. Where's my little notepad? Let's get a brand new one. Who do we have for this initiative roll? We have, we'll do the male dragon, female dragon, Vrinjar, Mercedes, unless she's out of range, Remor has, and Winter Wolf. All right, 3d6. We're going to modify it by dexterity. So there's no modifier for the male dragon or the female dragon. So the male dragon, his is 5. Can you see that? Yes, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he rolls a 9. That's pretty crappy. Female dragon, let's roll her next. 6 and 6 is 12, plus 3 is 15. That's a pretty darn good roll, considering 18 is the best you could get in 3d6. She's also snared, but no longer rooted. Remember, he's rooted and can't move. What do I roll this for? Is that for... No, we do Vrenjar. They use different dice. They use colorful dice. We don't use those crappy black dice for them. Let's give him... His is modified by his dexterity, so he gets a +2 bonus. See on his character sheet on the right over here? All right, see a charisma from the bottom to the top. Charisma, constitution, dexterity, reaction, attack, adjustments +2, 3d6 +2, 4, 9, 10, +2 is 12. That puts him at second place so far. And then we have Mercedes going next. Let's pull up her sheet, just make sure. I'm pretty sure her dexterity doesn't give her a bonus off of memory. Yeah, she doesn't quite have it enough to give her a bonus, so she's got a natural 3d6 roll. She has 15 dexterity. And her number she gets is a 4 and a 3 is 7, plus 2 more, 9. Okay. Remor has. Let's put these over here. This game might as well be Traveler. Use so many d6s. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And last we have the Winter Wolf, who's an ally. What's he got? 6, 6, 6, and 5, 17. So the Winter Wolf gets to go first, but I'm going to do a morale check for him. You know, he's already fled. It's a bad situation. He's not aware of what's happening. You know, I don't even want to give him a morale check. This thing is whimpering in the corner and trying to get away. It's wounded. It's almost dead. It had 16 health left. I'm not even going to do a morale check. It wouldn't even make sense. There'd be no way it'd be bravely come whipping back in the room after 12 to 16 seconds to start attacking. All right, so here's our order. Who gets to go first? The Winter Wolf gets to go first. Second is the female dragon, who's only snared. Next is Vrenjar. Next is... Oh, and Mercedes and the male dragon are tied. Okay. All right, so these two are going to go simultaneously. The Remor gets to go next, so he gets to go fourth. These are tied for fifth. The female dragon snared. The male dragon is rooted. All right. Let's just get rid of this chicken scratch here real quick. Okay. Now remember, as long as the female dragon stays within this radius of the entangle spell, she will continue to be rooted. So if Vrenjar or someone else wanted to, they could run out of this area and then the effect would drop. It's like a ground target area effect type of ability. We'll cover this up here. All right, here we go. Who gets to go first? The Winter Wolf. Morale break. Number 2, female dragon. She's snared, but she's already ready to take an attack at Vrenjar, so she's going to go ahead and attack him yet again to try to protect her mates. The same thing as before. Claw, claw, bite. Bite's going to be the red dice. What does she need to hit him again? I think she needed to hit AC 0. They needed a 12. I think she needs a 14 or higher to hit him. Let me just verify this one more time. Okay, they need a 12 to hit AC 0. She needs a natural 14 to hit him. Remember, the red is the bite. Ooh, bite is a 19, a 13, and 13. So the claw missed, but the bite hits. Okay, that's going to do the 3d6 damage to Vrenjar. He's at 70 health. Oh, that's nasty. 6, 11, 12, 13. So we take 13 away from the 70. That puts it down to 57, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 57. He's damaged. And she got a chance to go. 2. Number 3 is Vrenjar gets to go. He's going to finish the male dragon off completely. So he's just going to kill it. Main hand is red. Offhand is blue. And he only needs a 12 to AC 0. These things are AC 3. That means he needs a 9. And the first one is modified by a -2 penalty. Okay? So that -2 penalty puts that to 13. That's still a hit. And 18 still a hit. It's no longer backstab damage. It's just good old-fashioned melee damage, which is 1d8 plus 13. Okay? So each of these numbers gets plus 13 to it. Really brutal. So 5 and 13 is 18. And 1 and 13 is 14. This is 12. 1 carry 2, 32 damage. This might kill it. Oh yeah, one dead white male dragon. So he splits its skull open with both hands. Probably chop the whole head off. I tell you what, you know what we'll do? Let's make it dramatic here. if you roll, I'm going to give him. So tell you what, give me a percentile roll. You roll. What's your dexterity? His dexterity is 17. I'll give him a 25% chance to decapitate the thing plus his dexterity, base dexterity. So that'd be 30 plus another 7 is 43. 43% less or less, it decapitates the dragon. Nope, he doesn't. No, he does. 36. So in this move where both hands hit, he just chops the head of the dragon off. So it goes shoop and just falls on the ground. So you got this dragon head. Now the reason why I would do that kind of a move, because it's so dramatic. She sees this. I want to make her make a saving throw versus spell or to be shocked. It's like a system shock survival roll, right? Let's pull those saving throws up. Let's make this a saving throw versus paralysis, poison, or death magic. All right? This only seems fair. This is what these tables are for. Be inventive with these things. Level 10 fighter, she's level 9. She needs to roll an 8 or higher to not be, would it be petrification or polymorph? No, I think it's paralysis, poison, or death magic. Or petrification or polymorph. I think it would be petrification, which is actually a little harder by 1 die. So she needs to roll a 9 or higher on a red d20. Ooh, right on the money. Right on the money. 9. So she's like, flinches for a second, sees such a horrible event of seeing her mate slaughtered before her eyes, and then Vrinjar just standing there on top of it, waiting to wipe it out. So he's still over here on top of this corpse. He's damaged, but he's not out of the count yet. So who gets to go next? The female got to go. Male dragon got to go. Nope, he's dead, so he's off the list. Mercedes gets to go. Mercedes is going to come rushing forward with her two-handed sword and take a swipe at this dragon. Let's get her in there with a d20 roll. Let's pull her sheet up so you can see her stats. This is an AC 3 dragon. She only needs to hit this thing on a 3 or higher. Two-handed swing with a 19. That's really nasty. The Zweihander is 3d6, which is like a two-handed sword, 3d6, and the bonus damage on hers is 5. So 3d6 plus 5. So you have 6 and 5 is 11, plus 12 is 17 damage. Now, the female hasn't been damaged yet. She's at 60 health. So Vrinjar is at 57. Female dragon was at 60. She just took what? 6, 7, 11, 12. Plus 5 is 17, minus 17. That makes us 5, 4, 3. So she's at 43. Vrinjar is at 57. I think they're going to win this. Female dragon is at 43. He's at 57. What a great turn of events, huh? Entangle for the save the day. This is a chance for the druid to do something. I think the druid's going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to cut off the escape of the dragon in case she tries to fly. She's snared. She's not rooted. She'd never be snared. What I'm going to do for her chance to do is she's going to try to fly up in the air, but only when it's her chance. So Mercedes got to go. The Remorhaz gets to go. Right? Now, the Remorhaz has been licking its wounds. It's only at 30 health. I'm going to say the Remorhaz, after seeing what's happened, is going to try to run and escape up this up the sinkhole again. But just in time for the cleric to come down. So let's say they meet each other halfway. So let's give a dexterity check for the cleric to see if he gets knocked off balance. The Remorhaz is trying to get out of dodge, okay? So let's give us our cleric. Here's Antola, right? Here he is. Antola, his dexterity is only what? What's he only got? 12? Let's do it as a disadvantage. So got to roll 12 or less on a d20. 11. So he's okay. He's like shrugs aside. He's still able to let go and drop down to the ground. The Remorhaz flees and goes out. Gets to the rift floor and just takes off. Now, there's winter wolves up top. I don't know if you remember this, but they're not coming down. Okay? You may remember from the screenshot I was showing you earlier that there was 3 winter wolves that were up top. They're positioned like over here. They're not coming down. So they're just going to run off and flee. They're just getting out of here. So all we have left is the female white dragon. It's gone very well for these folks. They've been very lucky. There's a turning point there where the druid almost got killed. Entangle is the bomb. All right, so let's get this out of the way here. Here's the druid. Here's this. Here's this. Here's Antola. He's landed. That's not a good-looking dragon head. Let's make a nasty dead dragon head here on the ground. We'll do it like this. Here's the eyes. Evil eyes. Little horn things. There you go. Big dragon head. Big mouth open. My mouth. There we go. Nasty, and a big nasty splatter blood everywhere. Ugh. Nasty head. Twitching corpse lying on the ground. Big tail wrapped around, flailing. Horrible. Excellent. Screw you. Okay, so Initiative. Everyone gets a fair shake. Start with the female dragon. If she wins initiative, we're not gonna keep the old initiative roll. We're gonna let this because things have changed. Okay, let's give her a roll. Let's see what we got for her. 6 and 6 and 4. That's 16. FD equals 16. Let's go next. Go to Vrinjar. Then we'll go to Mercedes. Then we'll go to Felcherna. The Remor house is gone. We will do this as a individual initiative roll. So Mercedes gets no bonus. So what is her roll? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Her Mercedes' roll is 9. Let's give Vrinjar's roll. He gets +2, doesn't he? Let's just zip him on screen real quick. Yep, +2. +2 to his initiative roll. 2 and 3, 4 and 5. +2 is 6 is 7. That's not a great roll. And lastly, we can do Felcherna the Druid. She gets no bonus. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. This is 11. The 6 and 5 is 11. +2 more is 13, 14. My producer's waving me through the window. She's kind of cute. And someone's preparing for Christmas. All right, so what do we got? Now I'm distracted by the beautiful producer. All right, so who gets to go first? Female dragon gets to go first. Well, good for you. This is her chance to flee. After what just happened, this big, tall, let's just look at this guy. I mean, look at this guy. Look what he's wearing. He's got 2 black axes. One of them's covered with the blood of your spouse. He hit your mate in the back of the temple behind the ear, which blasted over 3/4 of his life away. And then the next melee round, he used both axes and sliced them across each other like something out of a Robert E. Howard book and just ripped the head off your spouse. You made a saving throw from being shocked and stunned. You tried to save your spouse, okay? And then this thing's turned and looked at you. It hasn't taken any damage at all, hardly. You took a bite at it. You hurt it a little bit. It moves very deftly. I think this is a complete morale break. I just don't see any reason why an intelligent dragon would be like, let me just fight to the death. There's nothing to live for. Forget that. And then you got this, and then you got Miss Bossy Boots shows up, right? She would feel how incredibly strong this guy is. Then you have Bossy Boots showing up with this beautiful plate mail and all this gear on, coming running forward with a 2-handed sword and going whack and knocking you for 30 some odd damage or whatever, or 25 damage, whatever the devil the number was. That just doesn't sound very good. I mean, how much health does she have left? How much health do we got left on that white dragon? Where is she? Here she is. What does she got left? We said she had 43. So this got knocked down to 43. She's been hit once. Really nasty. 33% of your life in one hit from a 2-handed weapon here, and he's about to take a swipe at you. I think it's time to get up in the air and fly out the sinkhole. But before you do that, I'm going to give these 2 kids a chance to attack of opportunity you. So as you're buffing your wings, you have a lower armor class on the underbelly. Okay? And the underbelly doesn't have the same kind of protections as the head does. It's not the same kind of scales and things like that. So we're just going to drop the armor class by 2. So we're going to give you AC 5 for the underbelly where you're trying to flap. She's trying to fly up over them and out the sinkhole. Let me put my hand out of the way. Up and over them and up and out the sinkhole, okay? Because remember, this sinkhole, it's in this area right here. This is the sinkhole opening. So she's trying to get the devil out of Dodge and then figure out what to do. Save her own skin, nothing left to fight for, terrified, attack of opportunity. She's going to fly right over these 2. All right. Let's see who's going to get to go first. Now let's check our initiative rolls. We did that a minute ago. There was a reason for that. She won initiative. Vrinjar only had a 7. Mercedes had a 9. Felcherna has a 4. I don't think that Vrinjar and Mercedes have close enough of an initiative number to get an attack of opportunity. I actually think that she would be able to buffet her wings back, get in the air, and then fly out of reach and start going out the window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the cleric and I'm going to give the druid a chance to cast a spell and do something. Now the cleric, our cleric Antola, this is him in his plate mail, he's not really set up for range damage. He doesn't have anything that does range damage at all. So he would just rush to the aid of his comrades, right? But the druid, you know, she could cast Call Lightning. I mean, that's pretty nasty. Is it worth doing? No, I don't know. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's pull it up again. Let's pull it up again. Let's see what Call Lightning will do. All right. So let's just get our core books back out again. Let's get that player's handbook out again. I really should get my old printed copies out. They're buried away in a box in a storage building. All right. So, Call Lightning. Call Lightning is a level, what is it? Druid spell, level 3. That's not too bad. It's on the same par as Fireball and Lightning Bolt, but it's different than your regular old one. So, we'll just scroll down here. I'll put this over here in front of you so you can watch me scroll because it's so entertaining. All right, here we go. Fire Trap, second level Druid spells. I'm just looking here. Every time I'm flipping through, I'm just trying to find the chapter that we're at. Let's pull this down to 75%. Call Lightning, Call Lightning. Here we go. Fourth, okay, there's Snare, Pyrotechnics, Stone Shape, Protection for Fire, all the new useless stuff that no one ever uses. Call Lightning, there we go. They're in the upper right hand corner. Let's make this big. And we'll just slide this over so you can see it. All right, what does it say? How does this bad boy work? I know how it works in Neverwinter Nights. How does it work in this? Get rid of that Cure Disease crap at the bottom. Okay, so when a Call Lightning spell is cast, there must be a storm of some sort in the area. A rain shower, clouds, wind, hot and cold, cloudy conditions. I said cold, this is Freudian slip. Or even a tornado. The druid is able to call down bolts of lightning from the sky to the ground. The druid is able to call down bolts of lightning from sky to ground. Okay, is that careful what it say? Okay, all right, that's what it said. Each bolt does cause damage equal to 2 8-sided dice plus 1 like die for each level of experience of druid casting spell. So in this situation, we only have snow, and we have clouds and wind, but we don't have hot and cloudy conditions or tornado. So each bolt causes damage equal to 2 8-sided dice. Casting time says 1 turn. That's pretty long. I don't think she could pull that off. There's not enough time. Fourth Odral causes 6 die bolts, lightning flashes, 36 radius. Takes full damage, saving throw. I don't think she could pull that off. Because this underground cavern area, the only opening is a little bit of sky here. Lightning could possibly be called down from here, but I think the amount of looking at the sky and druidically summoning a lightning bolt, I don't think she can pull this off. I think the white dragon escapes. It's just only fair. She's gone. Okay, so everything's gone. Let's get everyone downstream. Downscreen. So Vrenjar's just brutalized this. Mercedes going to come check this area here. The druid's going to go over here and communicate with the wolf. The winter wolf's freaked out. Maybe she'll heal it, and there'll be a partner in the party. They're going to need to rest. She burned up a lot of her healing spells. We got a dead white dragon skull here. I think Vrenjar's going to take himself a trophy. The rest of the group is going to check the area out. We're going to scour and investigate this treasure pile. And we're going to use this room as a location. Check out the bones. Mercedes will check this water. So they're going to explore and investigate this entire room. Okay? Now what I'm going to do real quick is clean this mess up. It is messy business. I love chicken scratches. You don't care about the sinkhole anymore. You don't care about the health. Vrenjar's damaged. He's just going to have a good time. We got these winter wolf bodies. This is dead here. Dolores is over here. Elefanici would be worried about her big brother. The cleric would come over here and heal him. Obscura's going to check out the treasure pile. She'll come to the treasure pile. Elefanici will be amazed to find a treasure pile. The druid's going to befriend and help heal the wolf and bring him back into here. The wolf will see how much they destroyed the evil dragons. That'll keep his morale up. So you got a dead female and dead male dragon. So here's the dead winter wolves, unfortunately. And there's 3 dead winter wolves, yep. 1 dead dragon and 1 female dragon that escaped. I escaped somehow. So, what's going on with this? Do they find, look at my fingers all wounded. All right, so what do we got here? Let's get rid of this. You don't need to see that spell anymore. We're going to get rid of this. Just close this current tab. We don't need that anymore. Get rid of this. Don't need to do any saving throws. What have you got? What have you got? I tell you what I'll do. This is going to be fun for you. I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the module and show you what's in this pile. Okay? It's only fair. And then we're going to wrap this episode up. Let me just pull this up real quick. In fact, we can't see it good. That's not going to work. We've got to be able to see it. Just going to move this down the old-fashioned way. Let's slide this down. And we don't need to see this mad math skills here. And we're going to take this. There we go. Whoops. There we go. And we're going to zoom this in some. I mean, who doesn't want to, like, you know, check out a huge fat pile of treasure? Sounds cool to me. Let me just adjust this real quick. There we go. A little blurry, but better than nothing. We'll just push this back out of the way to get over the glare. There you go. All right. What's in here? Let's get that popped open for you. Okay, phone. And all right, so pulling this up. Slide this back over. Lag, lag, lag. Come on now, PDFs. There we go. Good Lord, it's laggy. We already had open previously. Okay. Good Lord. Let's just fix this real quick. Let's just turn this off till I get this fixed. I don't know what it is. Adobe is laggy as hell lately. I'm doing the longer you run OBS, the longer. It's not like I'm doing much. I mean, because I've zoomed the camera in, it's killing the frame rate here. All right. Let's get this down a little bit. And then I'll refresh that screen for you, so bear with me. There we go. All right, let's get this going again. Get your player panel back on. We'll slide this over here so it's a little lined up a little better. All right, so what do we have here? I'm just going to show you, like I said, I promise, sorry for the delay. We're going to show you what the original module had in here for Luke, because I have not modified this. All right, let's go through this systematically. So the way I like to do this kind of stuff is I don't make people run around casting detect magic and going like a bunch of monks to try to determine. There's tons of weapons, armor, there's chests, there's urns, there's all kinds of things here. Let me just read you what's here. What they do is I'm going to have them spend a full turn going through this entire treasure pile, see if there's anything of merit. Ignore the remore has peeking around the corner. So, you have this heap of treasure, 72,000 silver pieces, 16,320 electrum pieces. We're reading right here now, okay? So we're reading this right here. This is all this stuff right here. Okay. 2,966 platinum pieces, 8 silver boxes filled with ivory, with 3,000 gold plate value, 4,500 gold pieces, ivory per box, alabaster statues, 4,000 each, 7 white marble statues of no net worth, a scattering of 1,900 gold piece base value gems, 11 pewter serving pieces of small worth, probably taken from a transport merchant ship or something like that, merchant wagon. 24 various weapons, a +2 daggers amongst them. I think Obscura is going to probably take that dagger and pocket it. That'll come in handy. So we're going to jot that down. So we got a +2 dagger. I'm just going to write this here. We got a +2 dagger. And we got some other fun stuff down here. There is also 9 shields, 8 suits of armor, including a silvery set of black chainmail, +3 black chainmail. They don't want that. No one wants it. There's no one in the group that would wear it. No one would use it. It's too heavy to carry around. Even though Vrinjar could carry it, he's not going to go through it. There's 27 urns with small value that have 61 bottles and flasks, which have no real value, except one holds poison, which Vrinjar doesn't care about. One's a potion of fire resistance, so we're definitely taking that. So 1 potion of fire resistance. That's cool loot. And another 2 which holds potion of diminution and polymorph self. Diminution is something that makes you small. If you ever played EverQuest 1, we know how important that is. And the last one's polymorph self. That's interesting. As long as you don't system shock yourself. Polymorph self. Okay, so there's some fair to semi-mild loot here. So it doesn't really, there's nothing else in here that's really of major merit. So up top here, let's say assume that Vrinjar can climb walls, so can Elfanisi. If you climb up to this area here and she searched that area, she would discover what this up here. So originally, the plan was, she's concealed up above, and she would hide and wait to see who enters the cave and defend her mate. Basically saying that the Jarl and his wife bring tender morsels to their pets. So these 2 creatures are considered to be pets of the frost giant Jarl, which is like a king, right? The female dragon will fly silently, and that's why she's able to escape. She flew away. She hides 1,000 gold piece base gems for 8 opals and 4 diamonds. So there's a bunch of gems and opals and diamonds. The monk doesn't care about that. So nothing in this treasure is of merit except for the potions. Fire resistance potion, diminution potion, polymorph self, and the +2 dagger. So they're going to pocket that business. Let's take that off of here. We're going to set up shop. As they go down the end of this corridor, let's zoom the camera back out for you real quick. When they go down to the end of the passageway that's down here, and we're going to put this down here a little bit more so you can see better. Here we go. We'll turn this down. Look, this passageway down here, and we'll put this up a little bit like this. There we go. There's a boulder at the end of the passageway blocking it as if it was a door. So that means the dragons were never really able to escape. So the druid and the wolf are over here. So here's what we're going to do. Everyone's going to stop. The druid got damaged tremendously. Vrenjar got damaged. They're going to pilfer through the stuff here. They're going to set up a camp in case the Remorhaz or the dragon comes back. What they decide to do is they're going to set up camp on this upper platform. So everyone's going to climb up here. You just walk up this area here. And everyone's going to, all the clerics going to pray, and the Winter Wolf's going to hang out with them. They got a friend. Vrenjar's going to be here. And Zalaris, Obscura. What they're going to do is Mercedes going to stand guard here. They're going to set up they're going to set up a campfire here to keep you warm. So here's a campfire set up. They'll also set up another fire here on the edge of this area here, which will have smoke going up here and going up the top. Smoke going up this way. So Mercedes and Zalaris will stand guard facing this direction. Vrenjar and Elfanisi will alternate taking turns on this direction, and then that gives the druid and the cleric a chance to pray and get their spells back and things like that. And we're going to put this over here like this. There you go. So that's where we have it. We'll turn this off. That's the end of this episode. We hope you had fun with it. Now we're on the lower level, and if you know this module, you know the lower levels where it gets much, much closer to the real leadership in this complex. There's lots of visitors here. And remember, their original quest is try to find a subductive child. So pilfering all the gold and taking all the gold and running it upstairs to the main level and traveling, 190 to 250 miles to the next area to try and pocket that at a local bank or something is not part of the agenda. You may remember from the original storyline that what they're trying to do is rescue the abducted child. So where this adventure takes place is way up here, okay? So the nearest town is, each one of these is 30 squares. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 through heavy mountains. And there's a town down here in the Mountains of Dawn, and in Paraland there's a few cities here. It's not worth their time. They're not going to do that. A regular party, a regular DM session with you and your friends and just want to be greedy and grab a bunch of loot and stuff like that, yeah, why not? Go ahead and do that. It doesn't matter. In this situation, that's not what the kids are about. So we're going to slowly turn the lights off here. And we hope you have a good night and have a good holiday weekend coming up soon. And stay safe. And check the Patreon page, because what we're going to do is we're going to disperse this treasure on the Patreon page and see who gets these potions. And from there, we'll do the next episode, and then we'll get into this complex, and more death and destruction will unfold. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.